Welcome back, everyone. Zach Potter here, Wealth Advisor with ARQ Wealth, my colleague.
Tristan, nice to talk to you guys again.
Today we're getting together because we had talked about the Trump accounts for children in an earlier video when the One Big Beautiful Bill Act was passed. Since then, we've gotten a little bit more information regarding these accounts, so we wanted to share an update. Trump accounts can be opened for any child under 18 with a social security number, and adding to that, for children born between 2025 and 2028, the U.S. will put a $1,000 seed investment into these accounts. With these accounts up to $5,000, not counting that seed investment, can be contributed annually, but no, this is not tax deductible. Once the child reaches 18, they would have to have earned income to contribute. Maybe tell us a little bit about what that means with the non-deductible contributions and how that impacts things.
Yeah, definitely. And just a quick note, since anyone under 18 can open these accounts, but not everyone is eligible for that seed investment, there are actually some charitable contributions. So, for example, Michael Dell contributed about $6.25 billion. That's going to be divvied up into $250 into these accounts, specifically for kids 10 and under born before 2025. So essentially the group that is not eligible for that seed investment may ultimately still get some money.
Awesome.
As far as the contributions, so like you mentioned, parents, family, friends can contribute up to $5,000, and that is going to be after-tax dollars going in. So unlike a traditional IRA where you take a deduction, there's no deduction here. You're just putting the money in, and that creates a cost basis in the account. So ultimately, when you withdraw the money, any of those contributions you put in with after-tax money are going to come back out tax-free, but any of the earnings will be taxable. Now, to note on that as well is the seed contribution from the government is going to be pre-tax money. And then any money, employers can also contribute to employees' kids' accounts. They can contribute up to $2,500 a year. That will be pre-tax. So the company's getting a tax deduction on that. So when you withdraw that money, it will be completely taxable, but it's not considered taxable income to the parent, which is a great item there. So really, the kid's not going to be able to touch the account until they're 18. Once they are 18, they're going to have access without penalty under certain circumstances for qualified expenses like education, first-time home purchase, or starting a business. Outside of that, withdrawals may be subject to some restrictions and going to be taxed at ordinary income rates outside of any basis in there.
Just thinking about it high level or taking a step back, sounds like a pretty similar to a traditional IRA, but there might be some additional functions. Starting a business is an extra eligible distribution, as well as it's a way to help children save these tax deferred accounts without having earned income.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of a big barrier to any type of qualified account for children, right? You can open custodial accounts, but they ultimately need earned income for contributions. So this is a nice workaround for that. And once they do reach 18, it's going to function very similar to a traditional IRA outside some of the additional features.
Okay. That's all very interesting. And, like you mentioned, being able to contribute to these type of accounts without having the earned income, it's removing that barrier. So we really do think this is like kind of a great initiative for families, for young people to really help children get set up so they can kind of get kick-started on the right foot.
Totally, and these are going to have limited investment options, but they're going to be invested in really a diversified portfolio of low-cost index funds. So, the goal is really maximizing long-term growth while minimizing risk at a low cost. So this should help kids really grow wealth in the first part of their life.
So it sounds like a great plan, great idea for people to get involved in. So how can they get signed up for it?
Yeah, so that was a big kind of floating question mark we just got some more info on. So parents will be able to make an election for these on their 2025 tax returns. Now, if you missed that, don't worry. There is going to be an online portal where you can make the election this summer of 2026. And then the official launch date for these. So even if you make the election on your tax return, nothing's really going to happen until the launch date, which is July 5th, 2026, so just over 6 months from now.
Perfect. So you get a jump start on it when you file your taxes. So when that launch date rolls around, hopefully yours is up and ready to go. If not, you'll still have options to get things going after that.
Exactly. Yep. And since these accounts can't really be touched for the first 18 years, they have, significant time frame to grow, whether you add any money to it, or you make a partial contribution or full contribution over those 18 years. I think, we have the numbers up here. I mean, even just with $1,000 seed investment, that turns into almost 6,000. Maxing it out with 5,000 a year is over 300,000. So some serious power here, and really just kind of shows that it's all about time in the market.
Okay, wow, that definitely would be a great way to kind of start your adult life. You turn 18, you're in a position to really kind of make decisions and try to better yourself there.
Yeah, you can get a huge head start on like education we mentioned, right? A lot of people have student loans nowadays. I mean, if you're maxing this out, that's going to cover, most likely all of your college. So great way to get head start on life.
It sounds like everything then's moving in the right direction for the launch of these accounts. But you can sign up for email updates at trumpaccounts.gov. And, also feel free to contact us here at ARQ Wealth through the website, arqwealth.com. Happy to talk to you further about them and see what we might be able to do.
Thanks, guys, and we'll provide more updates as we get them.
Thank you.